So, conditioning and learning in specific phobia. This is an area we have not gone over. If we had the time, we would have done a large section on how we are conditioned to learn different things. So we saw a little bit of this in the video Little Albert, the baby, the 9-month-old that was conditioned to fear white rats. His fear of white rats, if you remember, they let all the animals play around him and the baby was fine. And then whenever a white rat, he would reach for a white rat, they would make a loud sound, like metal bars, a loud gong, in order to induce a startle reaction, fear in him. So after 6 times of doing this, whenever he reached for the white rat, and they would, startle him, try to scare him, after 6 times, they then assumed correctly that whenever a white rat came around, he would react with fear, even without the loud gong. He did, and it generalized to other animals as well. So even when other animals came around, he would react with fear. And if you remember the very end of the video, the big scary man who lay down with a white mask on his face, and of course little Albert reacted with fear. This is called classical conditioning. It is one of the bigger learning theories in psychology. So we are going to kind of create a little scenario to help you understand this a little better. It discusses really how we learn specific phobias. So first we are going to start with a story about a child. So if you can imagine yourself being bitten by a golden retriever named Sweetie at age 4. This causes you to have a phobia of all dogs. So remember, a phobia is greater than a fear. It is maladaptive. In classical conditioning, such as Little Albert, unconditioned stimuli are those that occur naturally without manipulation or prior learning. So on this, with Sweetie, the unconditioned stimulus is the dog bite. Golden retriever named Sweetie because Sweetie bit the child, or you as you were 4, causing a reason for fear. An unconditioned response is one that occurs naturally in the presence of the unconditioned stimulus. The unconditioned response is pain and fear. So you feel pain in the presence of the dog bite, you fear the puppy. A conditioned stimulus is a previously neutral stimulus, so dog, that after becoming associated with the unconditioned stimulus, very specifically Sweetie the dog, eventually comes to trigger a conditioned response. So what is the conditioned stimulus? It is a golden retriever named Sweetie has now become a conditioned stimulus when the child sees any dog. A conditioned response is the learned response to a previously neutral stimulus, the dog. So the dog, before the dog bite, a dog did not cause any response or reaction of fear or pain. What is the conditioned response? Fear. Generalization may contribute to development of a dog phobia. So just because Sweetie the dog bit you, now you fear and have a phobia of all dogs. People who are afraid of one type of dog may begin to avoid dogs in situations where they are likely to encounter a dog. So remember, a key component of a phobia versus a fear is that it is maladaptive. It interrupts your daily life. So if you are avoiding all places where you are likely or possibly likely to encounter a dog, such as a park or a walk, if you start avoiding those places, then your fear may have turned into a phobia. People are negatively reinforced for avoiding dogs. So Negative reinforcement is when our beliefs are reinforced by taking something away. So if we take away the presence of dogs, we don't feel the fear because the dog is not there. So that is negative reinforcement. People are negatively reinforced for avoiding dogs because there is no fear, no pain response if you are avoiding them. Fear of dogs is different than a dog phobia. A dog phobia would need to impair functioning.